Good evening, everyone from Sid in the Shed. Brian, thanks for the challenge. Welcome to Jay and Robbo, who are going to earworm for me. Also, thanks to Steve, who's live last Sunday night. Brian came up with the idea for the 1 week challenge, turn a wand with a skew. So if you look in the comments on the YouTube chat, I've got Steve's live, Steve's channel and Brian's channel. I've also got Jay's channel down there who's earworming for me tonight. And I've got both of Robbo's channels down there. So Robbo's got 2 channels. His older one's got a lot of good tutorial videos on it for anyone who wants to have a look and some good lessons. And on Robbo's live last week, at the end of the live, we had a bit of a discussion about Robbo doing live tutorials to anyone who was interested in getting some lessons on board. So I'll let Robbo he's going to give a demo tonight with me. So when he yells at me, don't worry, I won't be offended. So Robbo, would you like to just have a little spiel about your proposal there?
Yeah, basically, I'm thinking of setting up a sort of online sort of tutorial system that is absolutely free. So it'll probably be at 8 o'clock at night for us lot in Australia somewhere, which makes it 11 o'clock for in the morning for our English visitors, but it'll probably be a Saturday morning for you lot. So that's about all I can say at the moment. I'm still working out a few details on things because it's going to be a bit hard, because I have to see what you're doing. I can't tell how sharp your chisels are or anything like that. I haven't worked out how to put my finger through the screen yet to feel them, so I have to assume that they are sharp. But that's about all at the moment. Okay.
Right, well, welcome to everyone in the chat. Thank you very much. And I'll switch over to the lathe, put these guys in the background. And I'll start turning while they sort out who's going through the chat.
It's all right.
That one, that's what I wanted.
Okay. All right. Well, Darren is officially first in the listing of who was here first, but Jay and I actually beat him by a long time because we knew it was coming. So anyway, so we got Darren, we got Jay, who's in the background, Rob CP, Chris Spinning Wood Dodger, Tommy's Workshop. I'm just going from the bottom, and Mole Valley Maker. Sorry, Mole Valley, I've forgotten your name.
Mike, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Let's see who else we've got in here. You've just lost your camera again. Let's see who else we've got. Rob CP, I've mentioned you. Michael has a party. Good day, Michael.
Sid.
You're going to come to... Sid, you've lost your camera.
Hey?
You've lost your camera.
That's better.
That's better. That's
well,
better.
That's just so Rob couldn't see what I'm doing wrong.
We've got Brian at Hardwood Turning. Tommy's, I've said. I think that's about the lot at the moment. I'm sure Jay will remind me somewhere. Yeah, you're right, Tommy. I spent all morning shouting at Blair. Steve Hawley, the Western Australian representative for Australia, has come in now. So good day,
We've got a sand groper. Hey, Steve.
Yeah. Tuck your chisel into your body, Sid, and use your feet. Don't use your hands. You're going to have a catch. Right, that's better. Now
you see what's going on, folks. That's what he does.
Yeah, take a half step to the left. Another half step. Right, now pull the chisel handle into your body and open and get the angle on the where the cutting edge is meeting the timber at 45 degrees.
Chris Dodds has just come into the room. How you going, Chris?
Yeah. G'day, Chris. Oh, jeez. Sorry, I've got to grab the phone.
Camera's gone again, Sid.
That's going to be a pain in the bum, isn't it?
Yeah, it's back again now.
Every time you take your tool away from the wood, it starts up again.
That's better, Sid. Moving your body. Move your body with it. That way it gives you more control over the tool.
There you go, Sid. Darren said, do the dance. Robbo's telling you how to do the time warp, Sid.
Yep. It's
Just a step to the left and then a step to the right.
Yeah. It's actually the late tango. This one anyway, not the time warp. Bloody camera. Rex, Rex has just come in. G'day, Rex. How are you?
How you going, Rex?
Have we done what, Rex? Sorry. To answer Chris's question, when turning a bead with a skew, do you use the heel or the toe of the skew? The generally accepted method is the heel of the skew, or the short point. I very rarely use just the heel, but I do it a production turners method, which you'll see on Sunday night when I do mine, or Sunday morning for you lot. As I said, I tend to call them the long or the short point rather than the heel and the toe, because there's a heel on the bevel as well, and a lot of people can get them confused when you're trying to teach them. G'day, Amy. How are you?
G'day, Amy.
Brian from Heartwood Turning's just come in too.
Yeah, I know he was in earlier. I did say hello to him.
Ah.
He's come back in, has he?
You got a question?
Yes, Rex B has asked, is there a jig or repeatable technique to sharpen the skew? I've never got that to work. One of the reasons I set it aside. You can use a platform quite easily to sharpen a skew. All you got to do is just set it to the right angle and then make sure that the skew angle runs parallel to the shaft of the grinder, so that it gets ground straight. What sort of sharpening jig have you got, Rex? No, I don't think you've got any room to the right to move, have you, Sid? You should be standing well out to the left. In fact, you should be just about past the end of the lathe.
Have you picked up I've gone left-handed, Robbo?
Yes.
Huh.
That's why I say you should be well over to the right. Right, C-bend wheels and basic skew. You've got no sharpening jigs at all, Rex? Like a one-way system or a Tormec or... And Brian says he's been helping remove drain grids in the garden. Michelle is cleaning the drains. God, send her over to my place, will you please? I've got about 200 yards of gutters to clean. Sid, just start right from the end down near the tailstock, get rid of a bit of waste and work your way back up it for a long taper. It gives somewhere for the chisel to remove the material. Yeah, you're doing pretty good, Sid. Rob CP's also said that too. Right. Not being rude here, but I would say if you're in America, you're probably using the one-way system, which is an excellent system. But don't try and use the jig. Use the platform on the one-way system to sharpen the skew chisel. You've lost your camera again, Sid.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
Right, that's better. Good. Back on. This is like being in the Saturday matinee at the old movie theatre, mate, in serial form. Will he survive this crash? Will he do this? Will he do that? The answer's in next week's episode.
Paula Plummer has just come in. How you going, Paula?
Hey, Paula.
Ah, Ruby Claire must be watching in the background somewhere.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
So Paula's not far away from me. She's only about 100 kilometres away over in Narracourt.
Oh, I thought she should. You must know another Ruby then. Ruby said to say hi to Sid. She said you look like Santa.
Thanks, Ruby. I had a couple of kids come into the community store the other day and they asked who I was. I said I was Santa's
Camera's
brother.
gone. Camera's gone again. Oh, no, it's not. It's back again.
That's because I turned it back on.
You got it plugged into power?
The camera, yeah.
Oh,
It's a webcam plugged into the computer, Robbo.
oh, yeah. Might not be getting enough power. It just shuts itself down every now and again. I've got one that does that occasionally. If I forget to plug it in.
There you go. Chris has got it. It's a cliffhanger.
Yep. No, you're talking about the Saturday morning matinees.
I'm talking about, I mean this. Every time the camera goes out, it's like, surprise!
Yeah. I used to enjoy going to the movies in Queensland. A lot of them, when I was up there, were open-air theatres. Some of them you even had to take your own chair. It was pretty good. All right, no worries, Rex. Oh, that's mean, Darren. Darren says, I tell all small kids, us big guys with beards are spies for Santa.
Camera's gone again.
Yeah. And Steve Hawley says, you're getting fancy there, Sid.
Yeah, I know. It could be my undoing yet.
If I remember right, I think Townsville still has an open-air theatre. I'm not sure. You had to open your mouth, didn't you, Rob? No, Brian, these were actually like a picture theatre. They weren't a drive-in theatre. It was actually a picture theatre. It was like it was just out in the open air. They had a screen up the front and the projectors down the back, and everybody used to bring a chair in and sit down. And, of course, there are alcoholic beverages as well.
Was that BYO, Robbo?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Not me. I used to take my cans of soft drink in, or my bottles of soft drink, actually. This was definitely fancier than what the other one was.
The practice one?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got 16 watching at the moment, Sid.
Well, that's the most I've ever had watching. Woohoo!
Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. You've lost your camera again, Sid.
Yeah.
They're not going to like it if I keep doing that, am I?
Well, they might. The suspense, you know.
But yeah, well, actually, that's a bit of a worry.
And Paula has said fancy, laugh out loud. Sid doesn't get fancy.
Camera.
Already?
And Darren has said... And Darren said, so someone has to ask, might as well be me, what sort of timber is it? It's Moranti.
If you'd paid attention at the start... Oh, no, I might not have said at the start.
No, you didn't actually, I don't think. Good afternoon, Katrina, or good evening. Katrina Hutchison's in. She must know you again, Sid. She said, are you showing off again, Sid?
Yeah. So Katrina's from my hometown of Penola.
Oh, yeah. She thought I'd stop by just to see your hairy face. And to answer your question, Rob CP has asked how many ones am I going to do this weekend? Maybe a couple. And Darren Yep, I hit the like button and the camera goes out. Laugh out loud. And Chris Dodson said the practice one looks like a stick compared to this one. Camera's gone again, Sid.
I'm going to have to reroute all my camera cords, I think.
Mole Valley Maker has said might be worth checking the power profile in Windows, assuming it's a Windows PC. Maybe the USB is going to sleep. Set to high performance. It stops things from shutting off.
Oh, okay. So set it for high performance. Is that what he's saying?
Yep.
Right. All of these little tricks are handy.
Oh, very handy. Particularly for technological dinosaurs like myself. Oh, is Katrina the hashtag I hate Sid?
Correct.
Ah, right. Now it rings a bell.
She's a founding member of the hashtag I hate Sid Club.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Rob. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Rob CP said, I would like to see Robbo turn a one full speed without explaining and another one slower where you do explain. That's it. That's sort of what I intend to do.
So one real time and one tutorial. Is that what we're...
Basically, yeah.
You've been going for 22 minutes.
Oh, that's all right. I thought I'd do a bit different because I reckon the one this afternoon didn't take long enough.
Yeah. Cameras again.
At least with this camera, I've only got to hit the bloody mouse button.
And Chris has said, are you going to bring an apple for the teacher too, Rob? Oh, look, flattery will get you everywhere, Chris. Chocolate works better, though.
Yeah, Robbo likes his chocolate. This one's designed to be a foil for Robbo's voodoo doll.
Ain't gonna work. My voodoo doll gets everybody. Yeah, just be careful when you're doing those centre beads there. Sid Moranti can be very flexible.
Yeah, it's moving a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm being very gentle.
Yeah. Also be careful on the ends when you're cutting it off because it's a fairly open grain sort of timber. Moranti is also known as Pacific Maple.
I was trying to think what the other name was because you did tell me another day when I asked what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, the posh people call it Pacific Maple. The wood dealers call it Pacific Maple and sometimes and then double the price.
Okay. Puts the price up a bit.
Hello, Shirley.
G'day, Shirley.
Oh, the boss is here. Look out.
Yeah,
hey,
she
honey,
says
I'm
she's
home.
Yeah.
I'm in the shed, honey.
Yeah. Well, you're assuming that he's in the shed. He might be somewhere else. The camera's just gone a fraction fuzzy. For those that don't know, Shirley is Sid's wife. It's funny how all of us, except for me, Julie doesn't bother getting on, but Michelle keeps an eye on Brian out in the shed from in the house to make sure he's definitely there.
If you're listening, honey, Michelle brings Brian tea and chocolate biscuits and leaves them outside the door for him.
I was just getting onto that, Sid. And she does have the secret knock to let Brian know that it's there. Then we've got Andy H, his lovely wife, who communicates via and tells him when she's going out and everything from while he's doing the thing. Oh yeah, and don't forget Michelle cleans the drains too.
Oh yeah, that was
Guess what you're doing this weekend, Shirley?
Yeah. I might not be allowed to do lives anymore. I'm not looking at the screen to see what she said.
Maybe if she comes in the voice part instead of the chat, yeah?
And Darren said, yeah, but it's also a good safety measure about knocking on the door, I think. And Rob CP said Brian is spoiled. And good evening to you too, Shirley.
How's your day been, Shirley? And Sid, your camera's gone a bit blocky again.
Yeah, it's gone out of focus a bit.
Looks fine, my end. Is that any better? We do have a thunderstorm here tonight running around, so...
Stop moving around, will you? And we'll have a look.
So, yeah. The Moranti was a piece of window frame, so Sid's repurposing. I try and use repurposed timber. This is just a block of beeswax from one of the local beekeepers.
Put your finger behind it before you press on the wax in case you snap it. Just keep ahead of the wax, otherwise you wax your fingers.
I don't want to whack my fingers.
No, and it can actually burn you. No, what it does actually is, Rexby's asked, the handful of shavings that you run along the wand, does that sand it or just remove splinters? Basically, what you do there is you're removing any excess dust and flattening any grain that's on there. It's actually burnishing the timber. And Rob CP said you did a good job on turning those beads, Sid.
Thanks, Rob.
And Amy says, Shirley deserves a massage working all those long hours on your feet and dealing with the public. I thought it'd be more hassle dealing with Sid than the public.
You're probably onto something there, Robbo.
Darren says he has a visual doorbell like deaf people use and a strict no entry policy whenever tools are operating. Brian says, not spoilt, Rob. Well looked after.
Well, you can't argue with that.
I must admit, it's the same with me. G'day, Keith. Circular Wood by Keith's in. Hi, guys, it's okay. I've got Aussie Translate working. Coming over clear now.
Now I'm gonna do a bit of begging here. As I come into the live tonight, I was 7 subscribes short of 100. So I would very much appreciate any subs tonight. And I'm going to be trying to do a few more lives once I'm sort of starting to get my technology sorted out a bit better now.
And Rob Seaber, he says, you deserve it, Brian. And camera again. And Shirley says, some days he's a handful, I admit.
What'd she say? Some days, fair enough.
Some days you are a handful.
I can't argue because I'm not that silly.
No, that's right. We all know our place. All us married blokes know our place.
I am going to say, though, in my defence, that Shirley came home tonight to a nice beef stew and mashed potato.
Oh, geez, I should have come to your place for tea.
Which was her request last night. So, you know, I might not get biscuits and tea in the shed, but she comes home from cooking fish and chips and she should have a nice meal sitting there waiting for her.
Too true. And to put it in, I'll translate it for you, Darren.
Camera.
Circular Wood by Keith. G'day, mate and cobber. Struth, this camera's bodgy.
Bodgy bloody camera.
And Amy said yummo about the beef stew and she'll be there in 9 hours.
No worries. We'll save you a bit, Amy. Got mashed potato with it as well.
And Shirley says, I'm having quite a bit of fun here. You're on the TV and on the stereo and one is behind the other. It's hilarious. Yeah, you get that? I think listening to him twice would be a bloody nuisance. And Rob CPs, everyone knows women are in charge, so don't know why feminists exist, lol. Brian said he's lost the 4G, bugger. I didn't see it. Shirley said, I cooked tea last night at work on my day off. Awesome work, Sid. And, yeah, Rex said, great work, Sid.
So pretty simple, couple of little beads in there. Moranti, nice open, easy cutting wood.
Hey, that camera's gone a bit glitchy again.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
And Chris said, so you had enough time to plan it, Shirley. Oh, there he is. No, it's still a bit fuzzy.
Must be my signal. It's actually really clear on my screen. I haven't got any pixelation at all, but we've got a bit of a storm going through at the moment. So, and I'm actually on mobile network for my internet, so it does impact it a bit.
No offense, Shirley, but you have to get off now.
Yeah, sucking his bandwidth up.
She's actually on a different modem. So
right.
I've got the shed's got its own SIM card, so it doesn't. What Shirley's doing doesn't impact the shed at all. There you go. There's my 2 1-week ones.
Katrina agrees with you. Katrina agrees it's probably the stormy weather. And Rob CP, I made Sycamore seem like one of your Aussie woods. Laugh out loud.
Well, it made it seem hard.
Yeah, I'd say that's what he's talking about.
So, anyway, thanks everyone for coming along. Any other questions or anything that are coming through? Quite happy. Robbo's probably able to answer a couple. And I would recommend that most of what I've learned for doing wood turning's been learnt from Robbo, either online or he has come out down to a couple of wood turn SA wood workshop down here at Kingston in my hometown, which is coming up in August again.
Katrina says that she needs one of those wands so she can cast some spells on people.
I reckon
I
one
wouldn't
in
give it.
particular is going to cop one over a back fence.
I wouldn't give her one because you know where the spells would come, don't you?
Yeah.
And Mole Valley Maker has said it's bandwidth. I think that usually causes the blocking imaging.
Yeah, well, I've only got this one computer and camera on this modem, but I'm just looking. Yeah, it could depend on how many other people are online out on the network too. It's only 3G/4G.
And Rex Beath says thank you, and Robbo for answering questions and great techniques.
You're welcome, Rex. Thanks everyone for coming along. It's good fun. I'm going to try have a bit more time to do a few more of these, and I've got a. I'll just give you a little. So that's a bit of olive on my other lathe. Bit of a root burl off olive that I've been playing with. That's interesting. I've been working on that for a few hours now, off and on. So, bit of I don't know whether anyone watches Phil Anderson, but he does a lot of interesting bits of wood, and I sort of have a look at that and have a play with it. But my lathe's really not heavy enough and probably hasn't really got enough speed variation to do it properly. It's what are they, Robbo? I reckon about 400 revs at the slowest. Those ones.
What's that? Sorry.
Those Reeve drive lathes.
500, I think.
Yeah. So for some of the out of balance stuff, they're too light and don't go slow enough. So. Yeah, Mike, I agree. I think next time I do a live, though, I might have to invite Brian in to Earworm so he can talk to Shirley while I turn.
Oh, don't do that. God, she might run away.
Well, he's far enough away that I'm not too worried, but... Anyway, thank you all very much for coming in. Likes and subs will be greatly appreciated. And hopefully it won't be another 2 months before I do another one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to, what's Wayne say? I'm going to push the bloody button.
Okay, good night all. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks everyone for coming. See ya.
Oh, just wait on, just before you go.
Hang on. Yep.
Rex, are you on Facebook?
He's in the group chat, Robbo.
Oh, so he's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. I'll send you a PM, Rex, and see if we can sort out this sharpening your skew chisel, all right? Okay.
No worries. All right. Now I'm going to push the bloody button. Thank you, everyone, for coming in, and see you soon.
See you later. Thank you.